Welcome to my channel. Today I want to ask you a question. Do you feel like you study English, but you don't really improve? You spend time, you memorize words, you read grammar rules, but when it's time to speak, your mind goes blank. You open your mouth, but the words don't come out. If this sounds familiar, stay with me, because this video is made for you. Many learners face the same problem. They work hard, but they don't see results. They feel tired, frustrated, and sometimes they even want to give up. But don't give up yet, because there is another way. In this video, you will learn the secrets of super efficient English learning. These methods are not about working harder, they are about working smarter. You will see how to get maximum results with minimum effort. You will learn how to use English in a natural way, how to make progress without feeling stressed, and how to enjoy the process. Step by step, I will show you powerful tricks that anyone can use. And at the end, I will reveal the most powerful secret that makes all of these methods work perfectly together. You don't want to miss it. So, let's begin. Chapter 1. The Problem with Traditional Learning. Let me tell you a story. It is about a man named David. David was from Brazil. He had a big dream. He wanted to get a better job in an international company, but for that, he needed English. So David decided to study hard. Every evening after work, he opened his grammar books. He studied tenses, present perfect, past continuous, future, conditional. He read about irregular verbs. He tried to remember long lists of vocabulary: apple, book, car, desk, elephant. He copied words many times into his notebook. He stayed up late, sometimes until midnight, trying to push all this information into his brain. But here's the problem. After 3 months, David felt very tired. He had studied a lot, but when he tried to speak, nothing came out. At work, he wanted to say one simple sentence in English, but his mind went blank. He could remember rules, but he could not use them. He knew hundreds of words, but he could not put them into a conversation. His English looked strong on paper, but weak in real life. Does this sound familiar to you? Have you ever felt tired after studying English for hours, but still couldn't remember simple phrases when you needed them? You are not alone. Millions of English learners around the world have the same experience. They spend so much time and energy, but they don't see real results. And this is why many learners feel disappointed, even hopeless. They think, maybe I'm not smart enough. Maybe English is too hard for me. But the truth is different. The problem is not you. The problem is the method. Traditional learning is heavy. It is full of pressure. Think about the way most schools teach English. The teacher gives you a grammar book. You study rules about conditionals, passive voice, modal verbs. You write exercises. You memorize irregular verb tables. Go, went, gone. Eat, ate, eaten. Maybe you get a high score in a test, but when a tourist asks you for directions on the street, you freeze. You studied so much, but you cannot say, turn left at the corner. Why? Because traditional learning teaches you about English, but it does not teach you how to use English. Imagine learning to swim only by reading a book about swimming. You read about how to move your arms and legs. You read about breathing techniques. You even memorize swimming vocabulary. But when you finally go to the pool, you sink. Why? Because reading about swimming is not the same as swimming. The same is true for English. Reading rules is not the same as speaking. Writing word lists is not the same as using words in real conversations. Here is the key point. Efficiency means results, not effort. You don't become a good English speaker just because you work hard. You become good when your method gives results. And the truth is, traditional methods give very little result for the time you spend. They make you feel like you're learning,
But when the real moment comes, you cannot use what you learned. Let's go back to David. After months of studying, he was exhausted. He wanted to give up. One evening, he said to himself, "I studied for 3 hours today, but I still cannot say one simple sentence without mistakes. What is wrong with me?" Nothing was wrong with David. He was smart, he was motivated, but he was following the wrong path. The traditional path is like trying to climb a huge mountain with a heavy backpack. You feel tired before you reach the top. Now think about yourself. Maybe you also tried this way. You sat with your grammar book, you memorized vocabulary lists, you filled pages with exercises. But when a real person asked you a question in English, your brain went silent. You wanted to answer, but no words came. Does this sound familiar? If yes, then you are starting to see the truth. Traditional learning is not efficient. It takes your time, your energy, but it does not give you the result you want. And here comes the exciting part. If the problem is not you, but the method, then the solution is simple. You don't need to change yourself. You don't need to become smarter or work harder. You just need a better method. A method that gives more results in less time. A method that helps you use English, not just study it. That is what this video is about. In the next chapters, I will show you how to leave the heavy traditional way behind and start using the super efficient way. You will learn how to make progress without stress, without pressure, and without wasting your time. Stay with me, because what you are about to hear will change the way you think about learning English forever.
Now let's move to Chapter 2, The Power of Input. Think about how children learn their first language. A baby does not start by learning grammar rules. A baby does not write exercises or memorize word lists. For many months, the baby only listens. He listens to his mother, to his father, to his family. He hears thousands of sentences. Slowly, his brain begins to understand. He begins to feel the language. And one day, he says his first word. Then another word. Then a simple sentence. And step by step, the child becomes fluent. This is the natural way of learning. First input, then output. First you listen and read, then you speak and write. But in traditional schools, they do the opposite. They ask you to speak and write before you have enough input. It's like asking a baby to talk before it has listened. That is why many learners feel blocked. They try to speak, but their brain has no material to use. Let me tell you another story. This one is about Amina, a young woman from Morocco. She was learning English at school, but she felt nervous every time she had to speak. Her teacher always corrected her mistakes, and she felt shy. She thought, maybe I'm not good at languages. But then, Amina tried a different approach. Instead of only studying grammar, she decided to listen and read more English every day. She watched short English videos on YouTube. She listened to English songs. She read simple articles online about topics she liked. At first, she didn't understand everything, but she continued. Every day, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, sometimes 20 minutes. After a few months, something amazing happened. When she tried to speak, words came more easily. Sentences started to form naturally in her head. She was not translating word by word from her language. She was thinking directly in English. The input had changed her brain.
So here is the secret. Input is like food for your brain. The more good input you give, the stronger your language becomes. Listening and reading are not passive. They are powerful. They prepare your mind to speak naturally. You don't need to force yourself. If you feed your brain with English every day, speaking will come more easily, just like it did for Amina.
Now, let's talk about Chapter 3, Small Daily Habits. Many learners believe they must study for hours to make progress. They wait for the weekend to study for 2 or 3 hours at once. But here is the truth. Consistency is more powerful than intensity. 5 minutes every day is better than 2 hours once a week. Why? Because your brain learns better with small, regular contact. Think about brushing your teeth. You don't brush for 3 hours once a week. You brush for 2 minutes every day. That habit keeps your teeth healthy. Language is the same. A small habit every day keeps your English alive and growing. Let me tell you about Leo, a young man from Italy. He always wanted to improve his English, but he was busy with work. He thought, I don't have time to study for hours. But then he tried a new idea. Every morning, after breakfast, he spoke to himself in English for just 5 minutes. He described his plan for the day. Today, I will go to the office. I have a meeting at 10 a.m. After that, I will call my friend. Every evening, he did the same. He described what he had done. Today, I worked on a project. I talked to my boss. I went shopping. That was all. 5 minutes in the morning, 5 minutes in the evening. After a few weeks, Leo noticed something. English sentences started to come more quickly. He didn't need to translate. His fluency was growing. And all of this happened with just a few minutes a day. So here is a tip for you. Don't wait for a big block of time. Start with 5 minutes. In the morning, say 3 sentences about your day. In the evening, say 3 sentences about what you did. If you do this every day, your fluency will grow naturally. Now, I want to ask you a question. What small habit can you start today? Pause this video for a moment and think. Can you listen to a short English podcast every morning? Can you read one paragraph of an English article during lunch? Can you write one sentence in English before bed? Tell me in the comments what your small daily habit will be. Remember, small steps every day lead to big changes.
Now let's move to Chapter 4, Active Use Without Pressure. One big mistake many learners make is waiting until they are perfect before they start speaking. They think, first I must learn more grammar. First I must learn more vocabulary. Then one day I will be ready. But that day never comes, because no one ever feels completely ready. The truth is, you must start using English now, even if it's simple, even if it's not perfect. Think about how children learn again. A child does not wait until he knows perfect grammar before speaking. He starts with 1 word, then 2 words, then short sentences. He makes many mistakes, but nobody stops him. And because he uses the language actively, he improves quickly. You can do the same. Start small. Leave 1 short comment in English on YouTube every day. Write just 1 sentence. Send a short message in English to a friend, even if it's only, "Hi, how are you?" or "I'm busy today." Speak to yourself while cooking, walking, or working. Describe what you see around you. "I'm cutting vegetables." "The sun is shining." "I am walking to the shop." These small actions may feel simple, but they build a powerful habit of using English in real life. Let me tell you a story. One of my friends decided to write one short tweet in English every day, just one sentence. At first, it was difficult. Sometimes he made mistakes, but he didn't stop. After 6 months, his fluency doubled. He could write and speak much more confidently. All of this started from one small action done consistently. Here's the key point. Don't wait for perfection. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are not the enemy. They are the proof that you are learning. If you use English actively without pressure, you will improve faster than you ever imagined.
Now let's talk about Chapter 5. Technology can be your best friend in learning English if you use it wisely. Many learners feel stuck because they rely only on books and classes. But your phone, apps, and the internet are already powerful tools that can teach you English every single day. Start with something simple. Change the language of your phone or apps to English. When you open messages, instead of seeing your native language, you see words like inbox, gallery, or settings. At first, it might feel strange. You may not understand every word, but your brain starts to notice, recognize, and remember new English words automatically. Every time you use your phone, you get free English practice. Another tool is subtitles. Watch short videos, movies, or even TikToks with English subtitles. Your brain starts connecting what you hear with what you see. You learn pronunciation, rhythm, and natural expressions without extra effort. Just 10 minutes every day before bed can make a huge difference over time. Dictionary apps are also great. They don't just translate words. A good dictionary app shows example sentences, synonyms, and even audio pronunciation. For example, if you see the word opportunity, don't just read the meaning. Listen to the pronunciation, repeat it aloud, and read the example sentence. Suddenly, words become tools you can actually use. Voice messages are another powerful way to practice safely. Record a short voice message in English, even if it's only 10 seconds. Send it to a friend or just keep it for yourself. Listening to your own voice helps you notice mistakes, track progress, and gradually build confidence. Even translation apps can help if you use them smartly. Don't copy entire paragraphs. Try writing your own sentence in English first, then check it with the app. Over time, you will need less help because your brain starts remembering naturally. Here's a challenge for you. Tonight, use your phone intentionally. Watch one short video in English with subtitles, write one small comment in English, or change one app's language to English. These small actions turn your daily technology use into a free, smart English classroom. Remember, efficiency is not about working harder, it's about working smarter. Your technology is already with you. Make it your free teacher.
Now let's move to Chapter 6. Throughout this video, we have explored methods to make English learning easier, more natural, and efficient. But there's one secret that connects everything together, a truth that separates learners who succeed from those who give up. The final secret is consistency, not intensity. It's about showing up every day, even for just a few minutes. Many learners believe they must study long hours to make progress. They sit down one weekend, open a big grammar book, and study for 3 hours. But after feeling exhausted, they leave English for the whole week. What happens? They forget almost everything and have to start again. It feels like climbing a hill and sliding back down. Now, imagine a learner who studies just 10 minutes every day. At first, 10 minutes may seem small, but day by day, it becomes a rhythm. 10 minutes today, 10 minutes tomorrow, and 10 minutes the day after. After 1 week,
That adds up to over an hour of focused practice. After a month, 4 to 5 hours. After a year, 50 to 60 hours, all without stress. Because this learner practices every day, their brain retains the knowledge layer by layer, making English a natural part of life. Consistency works like water cutting through rock, not by force, but by persistence. A river doesn't hit the rock once and vanish. It flows little by little, day by day, until even the hardest stone becomes smooth. That is the power of small, consistent steps in language learning. Let me give you a real-life example. I once met a learner who was a nurse, always busy with work and family. She had no time for classes or long study sessions. But she made a simple promise. Every day before bed, she would do 5 minutes of English, sometimes listening to a podcast, sometimes reading a short article, sometimes writing one sentence in a notebook. That was it, 5 minutes every day, without excuses. At first, it felt small, but after 3 months, she could understand basic conversations without translating. After 6 months, she spoke with confidence. After 1 year, she could hold full conversations with foreign patients. She had achieved what once seemed impossible. She didn't study intensively, she stayed consistent. This is why consistency is the final secret. All the other methods, listening, input, small daily habits, technology, only work if you return to them again and again. It's like building a house. You don't put up all walls in one day. You place one brick every day, and slowly the house rises. Fluency is built step by step, not in a day or a week. Now, imagine your own journey. 1 year from today, if you keep waiting for the perfect moment or long study session, nothing will change. But if you start today with 5 minutes, tomorrow with 5 minutes, and continue day by day, 1 year from now, you will speak English with confidence you never thought possible. That is the power of consistency. That is the final secret. And now, it's in your hands. You've discovered the full system of super efficient English learning. You understand the power of small daily steps, the secret of input, and the importance of simple, pressure-free practice. These are not just ideas, they are tools you can use today to completely change your English journey. But here's the key. Take action now. Don't wait for the perfect time. Start today. Listen to one short audio, read one sentence, or speak one useful phrase out loud. Every small step matters. If this video gave you value, click the like button, subscribe to the channel, and write one English sentence in the comments that you will practice today. Writing it down makes your learning stronger, and sharing it inspires other learners too. Together, we can build a community of daily progress. Step by step, your English will grow. Let's keep learning and growing together.